So, welcome back. Today, we're going to take a break from plating. Welcome back. My name is Mace. This is, just so you know, the 9th time I've recorded this. This is the Rover 100 pickup that we are currently building in the shop. We're going to take a step away from the Metro today. We're actually going to restore the MGF brakes that are currently going to be on it. They need a lot of work. They need stripping. I've got all new components from it, but I'm going to get them stripped down, cleaned up and primed today. I'm just waiting for my paint gun to appear, and then I can actually spray paint them the green they're going. Whilst we're at it, we'll also do the shock absorbers as well. So we might strip the shocks off today and just clean them up as well. Then we will be jumping back over later on in the day, hopefully, fingers crossed, to mocking up the radiator and intercooler onto the Metro itself. I need to remove the centre bar on the bonnet, on the front of the car. I need to get rid of that, so I'm going to put some support braces in for now. The intercooler's coming right forward and then the radiator should sit behind it. So, let's quit yabbering, let's give you a tour of the car, and then let's get cracking. So then, this is the pickup. So as you can see, this is the bar we're going to be removing later. The intercooler's going to sit right along here and the radiator's going to sit just right behind it. So these on coilovers all round, both made. This is the box that we've just finished, for anyone that's new at the channel. I finished off, it's not 100% tight, there's still a lot of welds to clean up and all seam season yet, but I was getting a bit fed up of plating myself, so I decided to stop for that for a bit. So, around, as you can see, we cut the back off. We've still got a lot of adjustments to do on it, so we've still got to bring it down to its actual final level. The picture I saw the other day of one of these was it come down like that, so what I'm thinking of doing now, I'm going to come down but sort of give it a curve towards the bottom. So, all custom rear as well, so nothing in the rear is welded up yet because we've still got to mount the fuel tank, which is currently going to tie it in. So we've still got to mount the fuel tank, we've still got all the welding back here to do, all the welding on that to do as well. It's only welded at the feet down there, I think, not even the X-bars welded. So, still loads of work to do on it, but we are slowly getting there. But like I said, today we're going to focus on restoring these brakes, getting the brakes primed, and then we'll move back over to it. So let's go cracking. So then, as you can see, we've got the driver's rear and the driver's front. All nice and cleaned up. They won't go 100% perfect. I've not sandblasted and I've just gone over with a wire wheel. The only problem is I've gone to a more aggressive wire wheel because the lighter one actually destroyed itself. So they're in much better shape than they are now. All the grime and muck's cleaned off them. So we're going to crack on with the passenger side now, and then we'll hang them for primering. So, as you can see, we've cleaned them all up now. So we've got both fronts at the top and both bottoms at the bottom. What we're going to do now is I'm going to set up some stands above them so we can hang them. It makes it a lot better. We're going to mask off some of the holes, basically where any threads are. We're just going to stick a bit of masking tape in there to seal them up. But apart from that, let's throw some paint down. So then, as you can see, both sets of calipers front and back are now primered up. The primer is apparently a high heat primer. I'm not too sure, but they're gonna be painted green. I was gonna wait until I got my spray gun, but I think because they're a caliper, they're gonna end up covered in brake dust and all that muck. I think what we're gonna do is, because they're not perfectly flush anyway, as a normal brake caliper isn't, we're just gonna brush paint them. So obviously anywhere where a bolt goes, would probably just leave it as primer, but the rest we're just gonna paint. It's like a lime green. So once these are dry, I'll show you the colour and we'll paint them. Let's get cracking. So then, as you just saw, I've gone round and I decided to brush paint. And one, I've not got the parts of the compressor yet, and two, I think it's just a little bit easier. I don't have to cover it all up and that, and brush painting it looks alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for these coats to go a bit more tacky, and then we are going to throw another coat on. So what we're going to do whilst we're waiting on that, we're going to jump to the front of the Metro. We're going to take out the cross support bar and pull the radiator apart. So let's get cracking. So then, this is the bar I mean. So what we need to do is we need to take it out. Obviously, for now there's no weight on it, so it should be fine. But basically we're going to remove that to put the intercooler down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to run supports from there to there, and the same with the other. So just a bit of strengthening, but we're going to take it out for now. We don't need to worry about it too much, because like I said, there's no weight on it. If the bonnet was on, maybe I would worry about it a bit more. But it's like a front support, so we can put our own supports in. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this out. We're going to bring the radiator with the intercooler on. We're going to take it apart, because it's all like sort of one unit. Once we've taken it apart, we're going to sort of mock it all up in place and see where the radiator sits best. Hopefully you've just seen me do it. I've just put the bumper on. Basically what we've discovered is obviously the new radiator that's going in is a lot bigger than the old one. I think you've got 340 roughly from like the inside of that lip there to the bottom here, which is where the radiator sits. So we've got a mounted radiator, an oil-cooler and an intercooler. So I'm thinking what I may have to do is cut that and get rid of this complete bottom bar. But before we do, we're going to put a new one in. So we're going to take a bar from here, bring it down. Now I can come down 60mm because that's where the bottom of that is. The front bumper should be fine with it. It'll just be a nice snug tight fit. So we're going to bring it down, around and back up to the other side. I'm not really a fan of wanting to do it. But if I want to try and keep this engine somewhat cool, we're going to have to make some modifications that me and some other people aren't going to like. So we've got to do it no matter what. So the paint's still not quite dry on them calipers yet, which I didn't think it would be. So I'm going to drag the bender out. I'm going to get a piece of steel that's long enough, and we're basically going to bend it from there to there, and we'll get it tacked on and see what it looks like before we actually make any devastating cuts. I'm not really a fan of wanting to do it, but unfortunately this may be the only way of doing it. So let's get cracking. So I've just bent this piece here, and where it's going to sit is just underneath that there. Basically we'll got to cut it off on that. So what I'm going to do is some little tabs under there. I'm going to cut them off first, And basically what this allows me to do is basically to get rid of this bar so I can bring my radiator down. It won't sit any lower than this bar, I'm hoping. I'm not going to do any cutting today of that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these tabs now that hold the rear bump, the base of the bumper on, and I get this piece of metal cut ready, and then basically next weekend we'll come in, we'll put that in, tack it in, or probably fully weld it, actually it needs to be fully welded, put that in and then cut that piece out whilst that bar's in. Nothing moves on the car then, no one can say I've twisted it or anything, because, well, it's held in place. And basically this actually sits underneath that bar, so this will give me a bit more room, so we should be able to get that front bumper, radiator in. I hope. That's the plan anyway. So then, I'm super happy. Them calipers look absolutely sick. I'm loving the green. As you saw, we've cleaned them all back, stripped them, painted them all in one day. Like I said, we're going to leave them to dry this weekend, and then next weekend, or maybe the weekend after, we will actually put them back on the bench and reassemble them so they'll have full caliper again. It's not too difficult, it's a nice easy job. The rear ones might be a bit more of an issue, but I took loads of pictures, so we should be alright. Front end here, as you saw, we've been fiddling with trying to get the radiators in. The radiator's 500mm tall, and the gap we've got is 340, I think it is. So what we're doing is we're actually removing the bottom bar and lowering it. I need another set of hands, so I can't mark anything to cut, so this is why I'm not doing any more today. So basically we're going to lower that bar. Was going to put it out flush, but I decided to give myself a bit more room. We're going to drop it down a bit. It's a nice solid bar, and it'll be braced wherever I can put a brace on it, so it will be nice and solid, same with the rest of the front end. Head-wise, we're not going to use the head that's on the car. As I've been on the front end, I've just noticed that 2 exhaust studs are broken. I'm not wasting any more time trying to sort it out and get it all sorted. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the other head on, we're going to rip the good valves out of this one and put the good valves in the other head. I'm hoping that there's no crack in it. It doesn't look like there's a crack in it. My stepdad showed me a trick. Once I've got the valves in, they're all seated right, to pour some petrol on it. If the petrol just evaporates, it's fine. If it leaks and like leaves a mark, then we've got a crack, so we'll have to go back to square one. If we have to, I will buy an engine. It's that simple. We'll just have to. But for today, I'm dead happy with what we've done. Like I said, I'm happy with them calipers. So, all of us here, hit the like button, drop a comment, and feel free to subscribe, and we will see you next time. See you next time.